on the agenda is the public hearing on the proposed budget for 2025-2026, and I think Matt will do a little presentation for us.
Thank you. Good evening. Is it on now, or did I just turn it off?
It's on.
Good, thumbs up. You got a thumbs up. Double thumbs, you're good.
Good evening. So, this budget public hearing is meant to allow the public to comment on the FY 2026 proposed SAU21 operating budget. The full budget was presented at the October 28th joint board meeting, and it was approved unanimously. Further, the full budget and associated budget documents are also posted on board docs. So the proposed FY 26 SAU budget assessment is in the amount of $2,214,460, and that's inclusive of revenue and use of fund balance. This reflects an increase of 0.39%, or it's an $8,508 increase from the FY 25 budget. The two primary budget drivers accounting for the increase include personnel changes. So that resulted in health insurance plan additions, as well as the SAU-wide non-union cost of living adjustment. So once the budget is ratified this evening, it will be allocated by district and included in each individual school district's operating budget. And that is listed as the SAU services account line item on each individual operating budget. And then I will note that the individual district allocation is calculated based on a formula of each respective district's enrollment and property valuation. So it does change year to year depending on any fluctuation relative to the other districts on those two metrics. So allocations were essentially level funded with that 0.39% increase, with small reductions to the Northampton, Seabrook, and Southampton, and a slight increase for Winnicott and Hampton Falls. So upon the completion of public comment, the joint board will be asked to ratify or reconfirm their vote for the SAU budget. Thank you.
Any questions or comments or?
So you,
yeah, if there are any questions or comments regarding the budget, this would be the time for those.
Okay.
And then if there are none, you would close the public hearing and move to public comment.
Anybody? Okay, we will close the public hearing at 6:06, and we will move on to public comment.
Seabrook teachers, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So Seabrook teachers sincerely appreciate you giving us this forum, and we're awfully sorry for interrupting your process. Please know that we've tried to do this within our own district at Seabrook during Seabrook board meetings, and we haven't had any luck. So again, we are sincerely appreciative of this opportunity, and especially that you'll give us this forum and hear us for just the short 5 minutes that we'd like to present. So Seabrook teachers and staff are here tonight to deliver a message to our community. We attempted to deliver this message in Seabrook. However, we've been recently prevented from public comment due to rescheduled meetings and unkept promises to reopen public comment after non-public sessions. Seabrook teachers have met numerous times. We've collaborated together extensively and have created a statement tonight to inform the public that we need your help. It's worth mentioning that although the majority of Seabrook staff participated in this collaboration, there were some teachers who felt unsafe attending this meeting and our regularly scheduled board meetings in general. Our message is this: 63 Seabrook teachers voted, and 94% of those teachers agreed that they have no confidence in the Seabrook School Board to fulfill its duties on behalf of students and staff. I want to pause for a moment and just mention that our full Seabrook School Board is not here, and we sincerely wish that they were. We appreciate that there are 2 members. The 2 members that are here are not necessarily the 2 members that we are most focused on speaking to. Is that agreeable?
Yes.
Concerns that prompted this action are, while the board proclaims to value teachers, their words and actions offer strong evidence to the contrary. Our school board has created an adversarial and contentious atmosphere that interferes with the function of our school community. The board is driven by reactionary personal agendas. They've undermined the hiring process to attempt to hire their preferred candidate instead of taking the recommendation of the hiring committee, who spent hours making the best choice for our children. And they've refused grant funds against the recommendation of their administrators that would support students in need. Because of the board's interference in hiring practices, dedicated, experienced teachers were displaced and reassigned to different grades in August, and important interventionist positions went unfulfilled as a result. These vacancies continue to impact our students and staff. More than once this year, the board has missed their deadline to sign off on staff payroll in a timely manner, meaning our staff has been in danger of not being paid on time, causing undue emotional and financial worry. School board meetings are chaotic, stressful, lack decorum and structure, and board members frequently violate their own board policies. In addition to the unprecedented number of last-minute emergency school board meetings, even the regular meetings are beyond normal time frames and unreasonable in length. Additionally, last night's scheduled meeting was canceled and then rescheduled for the same day and time, although under the guise of an emergency meeting, in an apparent attempt to remove public comment to deliver this message. The board creates policies and then only upholds them when it suits their agenda, turning public comment into public arguments, not allowing taxpayers to give their time to other speakers when it doesn't suit their board, demanding that public comments relate only to the agenda, although this is not a requirement of any RSA. The board has shared personal and medical information about staff members at board meetings outside of non-public sessions. Board members have often stated to the public and staff, there are things you don't know, with the intent to imply conspiracy and suspicion. This appears to be a further attempt to divide staff and administration. We should feel confident that all stakeholders are working in the best interest of the community and our kids. Members of this board are working tirelessly to convince the community that our superintendent and administrators are not trustworthy. We are here tonight to tell you that our staff does not support this false narrative. Their consistent micromanaging of the of the SAU and district administration takes away from their job responsibilities of supporting teachers, staff, and your children. Curriculum and positive achievement reports are constantly removed from the agenda in an attempt to further their own political goals. We're proud of the improvements our students are making in their academic performance, and we want to share that with our community. Student ambassadors are frequently removed from the agenda after they have put in hard work and practice to present what's happening in our schools. Board members have flippantly stated publicly they will cut more from the budget next year without fully understanding the impacts on student outcomes or the burnout of staff already occurring. At board meetings, staff, taxpayers, and parents have consistently interrupted, put down, laughed at, threatened with police involvement, and outright denied their legal right to public comment. Instead of listening to their teachers and administrators, they have forced their way into decision-making that is completely outside of their purview, of policy and finance, and outside their understanding. These decisions are not in the best interest of all kids. We want our board to be willing to hear us, even when they don't want to. We can disagree without being disagreeable. All of the above actions have had a negative impact on how teachers think about their jobs, their school systems, and overall morale. After every board meeting, teachers and staff report feeling sad, frustrated, and embarrassed by our board. We can't do this anymore. We show up in droves. We get a mandate from our board, and we do it. The board tells us to care about something, and we do. We come back to share with the board what we've done, learned, and taught, and our board won't hear us. At the conclusion of the statement, originally intended to take place in Seabrook, many of us plan to leave. And this isn't for dramatic effect, but we are tired, and we don't want to continue the pattern of feeling sad and defeated. Our presence at Seabrook board meetings has become ineffective. We want a board who wants to hear us and work with us for the betterment of our students, and we need help. We are asking the Seabrook community to find and support a candidate to step forward in March, one who is committed to collaborating with our administration, one who will fulfill their duties by representing our district at joint board meetings, giving our school and students a voice, one who will uphold school board policies instead of changing them to suit their personal agenda. We need a board member who will do what's best for students in our community, willing to take advantage of learning about curriculum and spend time in our classroom. Please help us find a candidate who can get us there. Despite the 94% of lack of confidence in our board to fulfill their duties to our students and our school, please rest assured that your students remain fully, your teachers remain fully committed to caring for and teaching your children every day. Thank you again for allowing us to speak here tonight.
Thank you, Angie.
Is there any other public comment?
Hi, my name is Jessica Karen. I live in Seabrook, 12 Lighthouse Way, and I'm the parent of a 5th grader in town. And I just want to say I'm incredibly proud of our educators who got up today very bravely to speak to everyone about the help that they need and the changes that they hope to see. And I sit here afraid that the dozens and dozens of educators who have showed up to support our students and support our school and our town may leave us in droves because of the way that they feel like they're being treated. And as a parent, I have gone to many, many meetings to try to support them. I do what I can to send things to the schools to keep their morale up because my daughter needs them. These are special, special people who show up in ways that I couldn't have ever imagined for my daughter. I see them at her softball games, whether they're home games or they're away. If she asks them to be there, they will make it a point. And this is on top of the hours that they spend in our board meetings. This is on top of the hours they spend debriefing on their days and preparing for the next day for our students. All the while, they are not listened to by our board in terms of what they need. They understand our student body more than I ever will. They see it day in and they see it day out. And so when I, as a parent, watch their resources get stripped away bit by bit by bit, my heart breaks again and again and again, especially when I myself wait 5 hours to speak to a board who strings me along for hours and then tells me at 10:30 at night they're not willing to speak to me. So I'm very, very sad that we are where we are today, and I'm very, very sad that this had to take place in this meeting today. But these teachers and parents have been waiting for weeks to speak to the board and scream and cry about what it is that we need. So again, I think when I look at the last meeting we were at, I watched teachers in tears because we prioritize a political lobbyist over people who have expertise in the field. And I watched them with tears in their eyes, and some of them had to leave because they just couldn't tolerate it anymore. So I come here today because I support these teachers, and I love them because they love my daughter. in ways that I couldn't have ever fathomed. Whenever I email these teachers or these administrators, I get a response. I get help, and if I don't, they know I'm gonna cause a sink, and they respond to me. So I don't understand some of the things that are being said because my experience has been so different than what I'm hearing. But I implore this board to hear these teachers and these parents about what it is that we need and what makes our community special and unique, and why we may need things that have since been taken away. And I say this because my daughter needs it. She's gonna be here for the next few years, and I am committed, and I will continue to show up along with many, many other parents. And I beg these teachers to stay because I find them so extraordinary and special in the ways that they are committed to Seabrook because they understand. So I thank you for this time, and I wish that we never had to get here, and I hope that every meeting from here on out is more cooperative and productive than the last, because my kid, along with all of her friends who come from all walks of life, need it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Well, we can move on with the agenda.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to the agenda of the approval of the minutes from October 28th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented for October 28th, 2024.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Abstain.
Any abstentions? I've got your hands up so I can record that for me, thank you.
This is
Okay.
abstention? Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Abstentions. Tricia, Lisa, Jennifer, are there any others?
Becky.
Becky.
Barbara.
Wendy? And
When? Did you say Wendy?
so 5 people abstaining,
Did you get me?
and Barbara, 6 people abstaining. Okay. And then everyone else, I'm assuming is a yes?
Lisa, you were
Yes.
not here.
Or am I good to move on, Rhonda?
Yes, thank you.
Next is the, can't do it.
Policy committee meeting from January.
Yes, okay. Policy committee meeting from January. We're just approving this, the minutes, right?
There are 5, of the 5 people that were at that meeting, we actually have a quorum tonight,
Yay.
3 of them.
Sure.
We can finally get a vote on these.
Okay. I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay.
Second. All in favor?
And who seconded that?
I did.
Nicole did.
Nicole.
So the only ones that can vote on this
Becky,
are
Nicole, and
Becky,
Wendy.
Nicole, and Wendy. So,
All three
Three
were
of you
voting
were-
in the affirmative.
thank you.
Okay. Now we're moving on to the policies and second read and adoption.
Yes, these were the policies presented at our meeting last month. I've not received any additional comments or questions, but happy to address any that have come forward.
Anybody? Questions, comments? Anything?
I'll second. That's fine.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay. Now moving on to the budget proposal. So,
Make a motion to approve the SAU21 budget as proposed for fiscal year 2026.
all in favor?
Are there any opposed?
Anybody opposed? Or abstention or abstain? Good. Alright, moving on to future meetings. Operations Committee, Wednesday, Wednesday, January 22nd. And then we have a joint board policy on Monday the 27th. And we have a SAU joint board meeting on Thursday, January 30th. Nothing under non.
Sorry, can I ask a quick question about the legislative roundtable? Is that coming up after the January?
Yeah, so it'd be before the January joint board meeting.
Okay.
It's usually right at, well,
We haven't
we were
scheduled
asked.
yet, right?
We have not
Okay.
scheduled it yet. In my letter for boards this month, I put in that we were targeting early January.
Okay,
That was based on feedback from our legislators last year.
okay.
Now is too early. There's no real language for the
Yeah, yeah,
bills,
yeah.
and
Okay.
but January was a good time.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Any other, moving on, nothing in non-public?
No.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Do we still have to keep, is the public hearing open?
The public hearing was closed.
I meant the comment, public comment.
Public comments?
Public comment is
10 more minutes,
10 more minutes?
or 5.
Okay.
Just all sit here
We'll
and
just
stare
sit
at each
here
other.
for a few minutes.
Go ahead, and then we'll tell you.
Ask it and then tell me if I
Okay.
can ask it or put it on another agenda. What can we as board do to respond to the teachers or to their requests? Who do I ask that to? Like, who was, I don't know.
I appreciate that. I think it was addressed to the Seabrook board, not to the joint board per se. I think they were using this as the forum to deliver that message. So I don't think as a joint board, there's an obligation to respond, nor do you have, right, any influence over the work of the Seabrook board. They're an independent body. So I,
Can we make recommendations to them on how to
Well,
get that word out? No, okay. You
Sure,
just tell us if
try it
the
out.
Northampton board is just tiptoeing down the line of not being able to comment on things, so. We'll be quiet. There, yeah, we'll be quiet. I never know when I'm speaking. It was very passionate. It was. Heartfelt. I mean, I could hear people crying, and that's really powerful, and great for them to come and speak, and it just feels like,
Feels cold, like when you can't respond or console
Mm-hmm.
or put in your 2 cents, it feels very cold, like you don't care, even though you do, because you cannot respond, or you shouldn't, or.
You might say something that you shouldn't.
I think they know that we can't respond,
Not you.
though. I think they understand that. I think.
Right, I know, it's just that
Yeah.
feeling of like, just coldness, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's very sad that it's come to a place of where it is, you know, but
It is.
I think there needs to be a change. For sure.
I just wish we had our full board here tonight to hear that message.
Well, I think they can watch it.
Yeah. It's delivered best face to face,
Oh, of course.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, obviously not here for a reason. Which again shows a lot. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying those things.
I'm just trying not to say
Yeah,
anything.
welcome to the Northampton tiptoe of the line here. Not a lot to say.
Yeah, I guess I'm struggling, understanding what you're saying, that we can't respond to them, but I'm wondering how, like,
We all,
we have no ability to do anything within this room to,
I mean,
I
the
think
joint
we
board-
model,
I don't know
we all need to model what the boards need to do.
Which I
mean,
think
we
you guys
took-
already do
We
that, though.
took this
Yeah.
as an obligation
You guys carry yourselves
to
very
help
well.
teachers and to help students and to help children, and it's not for political reasons, it's not for any of that. It's to support your community, your school, the students, the parents, and the other authorities in the buildings. Like that's what we took this position for. So that's what we need to do. It's nothing for our own personal experience or interest or values. It's students, teachers, communities, it's all of those things.
Well, and I think as we said in the last joint board meeting, you know, Lacey, you were here for it too, is like, the only one that's hurting is the kids. You know, because that's what they're told, that's all they hear every day, all day, from the adults, not their teachers, but this outside noise of, they're not good enough, they're not working, you know, so that's the hardest part for me anyway to swallow is, you know, we adults can handle anything. We really can, you know. They can throw it at us whatever we want, but when the kids are suffering, I think that's when all of us, you know, and that's why we're on boards, is, so. But you guys can go back and share.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Will this be part of, will their presentation be part of our minutes?
Yeah, it'll be under public
Okay.
comment, and it'll be on the video.
Oh, okay.
Is this live?
Is there a way?
No, so then do they play on this or do
The-
they play it on?
The video is recorded. Oh, it is live, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm getting the nod from the booth, it is live. So that is available to the public.
The question we just asked if we could add the comments into the, usually I do, if somebody has something written, I do try to reach out and ask if I can have that to attach it to the agenda.
Right,
It just depends on whether that person is willing to give that to me. Some people don't, some people do. But anytime I can get that information, I do usually just attach it, so it would always be available publicly.
Because I would, if they're willing to share that, I would love to have that as a part of the minutes, and also something to share in writing for our other board members to read.
I usually just attach it. I don't,
Right.
I don't copy
No, I
and paste the whole
understand,
thing.
but
Yeah.
just to have it,
You know,
so
but
that
I'll
they
just
could
kinda
actually
summarize in a sentence or two, and I'll put see attached,
Right.
letter. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I just want to comment that this is my, I don't know, third or fourth term on a school board in this SAU. I've served in the State House on Education Committee. I've been president of educational nonprofits, and I have never, in 25 years, ever heard of a vote of no confidence of 94% of teachers in a board. And I really think that says a lot. I commend the bravery of parents and board and teachers, administrators, and there's something to be said about that strength. I just want to thank you for standing up for what you believe in.
We have about 5 minutes. If that's what you're checking. I had 6:06 as public comment opening, and it is.
So charades.
This is a public service announcement. March elections are coming up, and there are board seats that are going to be open. So just,
Yeah, I can tell you the filing window,
yeah,
if that would be
so
helpful.
let's discuss that, because that's really important, very important.
Tell you in 1 second. It's on my calendar.
Trisha's up.
Candidate
Nicole.
filing in all of our districts opens on the 22nd
No.
of January and runs through the 31st
Camera's up, right?
of January. And people can file for positions with their local school district clerk. If you're not sure where to find that information, you can check the school website, or the town usually has that information as well.
Do you have a list of the positions for each town that are, the terms that are up for renewal?
I can tell you that.
Sorry.
They usually
Yep.
put that out, don't they?
Yes, we do put that out like in January, but I do have that.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
That's
Can
okay.
I just, while you're looking at that, Meredith, we had,
Haven't.
board member resign, and, Pat Knott, and his resignation was accepted October 29th. So we are looking for, Seabrook is looking for, a new board member until March, and we'll take applications. Anybody that's interested, we have, I believe they can email Rhonda or the chair.
I think we have it for both, so that I can attach them to the agenda.
Okay.
Because what we have always done is, because it is a public position, we try to make the information available to the public as to who's applying, and we always attach that into the agenda item.
Okay.
And so as soon as that agenda gets released, the board has it, the public has it, everybody has access to know who's applying, because it is a public
Right.
seat. So, yeah.
So, send your letters.
I do have the list of the expiring terms. In Hampton Falls, there will be 2 seats up. Looks like Barbara and Renee. In Northampton, there will be 2 seats up. Looks like Caitlin and Michael. In Seabrook, there is 1 seat up, which is currently vacant. In Southampton, there will be 1 seat up that is currently by Lauren Jurda. And then with Winnicott, there is,
It's like 1 seat,
One
Tamara's
seat.
seat in.
1 seat.
Northampton.
The Northampton seat, Tamara.
There are also vacancies for moderator, clerk, and treasurer positions, although it looks like right now only in Southampton. We'll need a moderator, a clerk, and a treasurer. And Hampton Falls will need a treasurer, if I'm reading that correctly, based on terms.
I have the clerk in Hampton Falls, because I think she was appointed to fill in the remainder of the seat.
Oh, yes, it says vacant, correct, yep. Thank you. So the clerk's role is to essentially take the filing for people who are filing for candidacy, review the ballot before that goes to print with the town to make sure that's correct, our office and the town to support making sure that happens. The clerk is also present on voting day. You could speak actually to that better than I.
Oh, are you the clerk?
I was, so that's the vacancy, so I came on.
Yeah, we have that in our.
We have that happen, but one of the board members that did come, she's taking that role in terms of.
Yeah, is there anything else you would add to the
I would
description of
like to
that
add
role?
The timing,
Former.
former. Just the timing of when the budgets are, because you have to take the minutes for when we do the deliberative. That's an important one, and then just making sure all the information for the voting happens on the ballots and give the ballots. Make sure they're all good and
It's important.
ordered
Correct.
in time. That's like the
Ordered and
biggest-
back in
Yes,
time.
ordered and back, so that was like the biggest. Very important, yeah. And we didn't have an office, so town hall takes care of the applications.
Each district is different. Sometimes their town clerk also holds that role, sometimes they don't.
Or we just haven't been doing it.
I think you need one.
Yeah, I think our
You can't
town
hold the
clerk.
deliberative without having.
Yeah.
Right. I believe Northampton is the town clerk, is also the school district clerk. Seabrook is the same way.
Was.
But not anymore. Yeah, you guys are, I'm not sure what's going on there. And then Southampton. Southampton is so much different. There's a town clerk, school district clerk.
Hampton Falls. So we were just talking about them.
They've got 2 different
They've got 2 different people. Okay.
Where's Michelle?
So it is 6:36.
Yeah, okay. We can close public comment and, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Perfect.
And those of you who are here for the communications committee, we will reconvene in a few minutes.
I could hear you